putting too much effort to people that were not motivated, that you had to continue to motivate, it's not just a waste of time. It's a waste of your own talent. You really could be helping somebody else out that really actually wants it. And welcome back, Road to the Golden Door. I have a very special guest for you guys today, someone who is the top solar sales professional in the entire country. He is back for his second round. Luke Ward back on the show. So Luke, what up, brother? Welcome back to the show.
Thank you for having me, man. Appreciate the opportunity.
Luke, you're a Platinum Golden Door Award winner. Let's start here. How does it feel?
It doesn't feel any different now. It's just what I do. So when I get the Golden Door, there's this sense of fulfillment, but that's fleeting and it doesn't last very long. And so it's back to the grind. So you get these trophies and these awards, and there's a slight bit of fulfillment at the end of it because you set a goal and you go out and do it. But ultimately, it fades and it goes away, and you've got to dig deeper for some other type of motivation to go out there and get the grind.
What's on your heart right now? Like, where's your head at?
Huge transition, especially year after year after year. The sense of fulfillment, we talked about that sense of fulfillment. And for me, that fulfillment, that personal achievement is awesome. But ultimately, it's going to come down to more fulfillment. And I'm always thinking about, like, how can I lead myself to better fulfillment in my life? And ultimately, it's about helping others and bringing others up, making massive impact, not just a minor impact. Ultimately, as a sales guy and as a sales professional and a top of my game, top 1%er, I can affect, if I'm doing solar, maybe 400 or 500 people a year. But ultimately, what it comes down to is, like, am I able to duplicate this process and help others get to where I'm at and help them be the hero of their own story? This year is about building and training and sharing all of my information and my nuggets and helping others build themselves up so that they can perform at the way that I want to perform at. And
so, got a coaching program. I teach guys how to master the game of money and life. And one of the things on how to help them make more money is to pour back into their guys by doing net training. I teach these guys, I'm like, look, you should just be recording yourself so you guys can go back through it. In your case, man, yeah, you're right. I was given a piece of paper, a script, and was able to shadow for like a day or two, and then was like, all right, cool, sweet. Next card group out. I was pushed out.
Get out of here.
I was pushed out. So let's talk about that really quick.
Yeah, this is real life stuff. Overcoming objection after objection. There's not a single objection someone can give me that I can't effortlessly overcome. We need better salespeople. We need people that are selling with integrity. We need people that are going to sell with honesty. We need people that are going to be trained right. And so that when they go into homes, they're going to leave a good name for the solar industry. Because so often right now, you see a lot of guys that are doing, from what I hear, they do some negative stuff. They do some deceptive sales practices. You don't need to lie in solar. And the good thing about a video training series is that you can implement all of those tricks, because ultimately it just comes down to practicing, seeing behind the magic, seeing the mechanics of this thing, and then be able to implement them in your daily lives. And the other thing, one other thing I want to touch on too. So we mentioned this before pre-podcast is the investment into yourself. Right?
How do you get guys to actually do trainings? How are you incentivizing them?
You want to come and work with me and you're not willing to do stuff? I don't need you, dude. There's somebody else that wants your spot. I don't have time for that. It's like a billionaire coming to me saying, hey, do this, 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 and this, and then me not doing it. Like, what does that speak to him? It's a slap in the face to him that he gave me this information and I didn't do it, was unwilling to do it. Like, I'll do whatever it takes. Tell me what to do. I want you to tell me what to do because I'll do it. So I'm looking for those people. If they're not willing to do things, if they're not going to show up, if they're not going to be on time, if they're not going to do the training, I don't want to work with you, dude. You don't really have a place here. You can go find a place somewhere else. Somebody will take you, but those are not the types of people I'm going to work with. I only want to focus on the good people that I can build up that will take this instruction and transform their lives. Guys that I have right now that I've been continuously bringing on, these are all guys that exhibit these types of personality traits that I'm looking for.
I had realized that at the end of the day, what men want is a life that's worth living. You see the suicide rates are significantly higher on the men's side. And one of them is because of this whole entire performantism culture that we live in, that if I'm not the top person in my company, then I'm worthless. Creating a life worth living, I think, is one of the most important parts to a successful life. Like you said earlier, having a macro view of what your life is. And I ask guys at this all the time in my group, and this is one of the very first milestones that they have to achieve. What is the cost of your life in 20 years? You design exactly what your wife's going to drive, what school your kids are going to go to, how much money you have in the bank, what house you're going to have. Creating a life worth living, I think, is one of the most important narratives that I've been realizing that men need more of, because otherwise you quit and you bog down by life and don't realize not only that, but how much value you actually have to give to somebody else. It's not about the value that you have. It's the value that then you give out of the overflow, like you were saying earlier. What is one thing that you can give to the audience that Luke Ward wish he would have known in his second year, third year?
Ask yourself what's possible. If you could have anything you wanted, find that and write it down. Write down when you want to achieve that by. Fast forward to the achievement of that goal and be in that state.
Where can we find you at, Luke?
You can find me on Instagram, Luke Ward Official. You can find me on True Grit University.
I appreciate your time, man. This has been awesome. Brother, I appreciate you, man. Have a good one.
All right.
If you like this, make sure you subscribe for more. Like, comment, send this to somebody that you think is cool. If you think I'm crazy, just tell me, Mikey, you're crazy. Or if you got something out of it, let me know in the comments as well. Cheers.